Right Wing Watch put up this clip of Louie Gohmert that perfectly sums up the conservative Republican position on taxes. I'm going to play it for you, and then I'll explain exactly what it means.
When you hear the words fair share, think flat tax. You make more, you pay more. You make less, you pay less. And everybody needs to have skin in the game, don't they? Everybody does. You need to own a piece of this government so you'll do something about it. Everybody should. You know, I've wrestled with that. Well, what if you're so poor, the only money you have is what the government gives you? And I've wondered, you know, isn't that wasted money? You give it and you take it back. No, it gives you an investment in the country, and that we need that.
Okay, so understand that the implication of what he's saying is very simple. He wants to raise taxes on the poor and the very poor. So the people in the country who can, by definition, least afford to pay more, he's saying, I want them to pay more taxes. Make no mistake about it. Any economist who's ever looked at the flat tax, any expert who's ever looked at it, the end result of it is very straightforward. It is a net increase in taxes on the poor and the middle class and a net tax cut for the rich. Okay, there you go. That's the Republican Party position on taxes in a nutshell. We want the rich to pay less. We want the poor and the middle class to pay more. Now, when they go around and telling people we're the party of tax cuts, they're not. Plain and simple. It's the Democrats who are in favor of cutting taxes for anywhere from 90% to 99% of the American people, depending on which Democrat you're talking about. So it's the Democrats who are actually the party of tax cuts. You just heard Louie Gohmert saying, even the very poor, hey, everybody's got to have some skin in the game. But wait a second, Louie, what about somebody who works a full-time job but still lives under the poverty line? How can they afford to pay anything? They work a full-time job, but they're still in poverty. You want them to pay you? You want them to pay the government? Wait. But those people actually need food stamps in order to survive, to feed them and their kids. They actually need Medicaid, or else they don't have health insurance. They'll go bankrupt if they run into some health issues. But that's what he's saying. He's saying, I don't care. I still want them to pay something, even if they make $13,000 a year. Somebody could work a full-time job, make $20,000 a year. I still want them to pay. But that's callous. And he's got everything is totally backwards in his mind as to what it actually should be. And also, this is a guy here who likes to fancy himself a Christian. Yeah, that's what Jesus would want to do, raise taxes on the poor. I think I saw that in Psalms 46. Man, Louie, it really is. It's a loathsome thing. It's a loathsome position. And remember, a flat tax, to some people, it might be appealing in theory. Because, well, look, the guy who makes $30,000 a year pays 16% in taxes. The guy who makes $29 million a year pays 16% in taxes. Okay, but here's the problem. 16% of your income, if you make $20,000, $30,000 a year, that is a tremendous chunk of your money. That's going to seriously affect you, or you might not be able to pay some bills. That could put you in debt, right? But if it's somebody who makes $29 million a year, $100 million a year, $4 million a year, these are people where 16% of their income is nothing. They won't even realize it's gone. Because a lot of these guys, they have, savings accounts and checking accounts and trusts and, money invested and this and that. Their statements will show a slight difference, but they won't feel any difference whatsoever.